Welcome back to Let's Talk by George. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about sales. First of all, let us see what sales is. Sales, as a concept in our mind, is about is about selling a product or service to a customer. But is that the sales? No, I say no. It is all about selling the product or service that you have. But it is about establishing and creating relationship between you and your customer. This is what I would define as a sales is. Now let us think about what are the criteria of becoming a good salesman. Now let me tell you with my experience. I worked as a salesman for more than 2.5 years. I worked in two different sectors that I will tell you later in another video, but let us think about it. In the present day, people value salesmen or those who are in sales. They say he or she is a salesman. But believe one fact, if you are counting or if you are taking an organization and if you are looking at several departments, you will get to know, those who are into business, they will come to know that salesmen are the lifeblood of any organization. So there you go. People must respect salespeople. They always see salespeople as annoying, as an annoying factor. But it is not the way that it works. If the sales department of a particular organization is not performing well, which means that the organization is not going to enjoy a lot of profit at the end of the financial year. So salesmen or the sales department is the key people who bring in revenue. So let us think about how to become a good salesman. What do you need to become a good salesman? I would say communication skill. If you want to become a salesman, you should have or you should possess a good communication skill. Now I have seen many companies, they recruit people, they just want to maximize the number of salesmen. They recruit everyone, whoever drops a CV, okay fine, come for an interview, let us interview you. And they will give the job to them without considering the fact that whether they are able to sell or not. So I would say, in my experience, this is my experience that I am sharing with you, a good salesman must be a good communicator. When you are speaking to a person, he or she should be able to tackle the negotiation that comes from the customer. So I'll tell you, fact number one is good communication skill. Fact number two is, or the point number two is, you must be punctual. So the customer should they give you an appointment for you to turn up at 10 o'clock and you turn up 10:30. Is that going to be a good thing or bad thing? It's a bad thing. When a customer gives you an appointment, you must be there at 9:55 if he is talking about 10 o'clock. Likewise, you should be either be on time or in time, at least. In time is not always preferred, but you must be a bit early when you want to meet a customer. Third one is, you must be comfortable with them. I'll tell you two stories. When I started my training career, I was invited by a company to give a talk. So the talk I had to give was to sales people. And when I went there, I asked them, how are you getting on? How well are you with your customers? Do you know your customers personally? Many of them said no. That is the problem with every salesman. They are not defining the prospects in front of them. They are not creating a relationship with the customer. So that is where the point comes. You must make them feel comfortable with you. Now let us analyze the 3 points once again. First one is you must have good communication skill, second one is you must be punctual, and third one is you must make your customer comfortable. We have discussed, or the point 1 and 2 are easy to digest, but the point number 3 is bit hard, so I'm going to elaborate point number 3. You must make your customer comfortable. How can you do that? Do you know how sales happen? Sales happen when the customer trusts you. So that is fact number 1. When the customer trusts you. You might ask me a question, how can we earn trust from our customer? 1. Be clear on what you say. I will tell you a certain example from my experience. When I started my career as a salesman, I never had a experience in the sales area. So I immediately got a requirement for a big project. It was I cannot say it was a big project, but it was a medium-sized project. And it was my trial project, and I had 2 of my seniors helping me with my project. So once I got finalized this project, I had to submit a official quotation. There I missed 1 or 2 key points. The first one was, this was a calculation oriented project. I just want to tell you, it was something related to a room. It was not building, but it was something related to marine. So it was something related to a room inside in a cabinet. Let's think about as a cabin. So it had a space problem. So the designer of that particular cabin wanted to get things as per the dimension. So in their request, they were clear that they mentioned dimensions of each and every product that they wanted. But despite the fact that I am new to the sales and my seniors also didn't notice this key information, I submitted the quotation to the customer, and the customer was not pleased with me. And the second thing was, the delivery terms were not clear. So these are 2 mistakes which I did with that particular project. So whenever you are meeting with a customer, either it can be business to business or business to consumer, you must always be clear to your customer. And whenever possible, and when you are making things clear to the customer, there are higher chances that they trust you and you can finalize the deal. And second thing is, when you are talking with your customer, you must always maintain a clear tone to them. Likewise, I have seen some salesmen telling one thing today and they change their tone tomorrow. This should never happen in sales. Please do remember one fact: when you are a salesman, you are not only carrying the company's image, but you are carrying your own image. So when you are trying to meet up with a customer, the customer doesn't know your company. So you are the first person who gets into contact with the company, with the customer, and later on you are projecting your image in front of them. Not only your image, but also your company's image in front of your customer. I always tell people that when you are hiring sales people, please make sure that you are hiring worthy people, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter the number of sales, but if he or she, the salesman, is not able to generate quality sales, which means that he or she may be able to generate 100 sales this month, but next month no sales. The biggest problem is, if your salesman or sales person is bad, then customers won't trust you. And we are living in an online age. So they will put certain comments into the social media, and that will reach millions and millions of people, resulting a complete loss to your brand image. So this is a catastrophic effect. What is going to happen if you are having a bad salesman or salesperson? Now we have defined everything. So I have told you 3 facts or 3 points. If you want to be a good salesman, first of all, you must be a good communicator. You must know how to negotiate deals, how to finalize deals. Second one is be punctual. And third one is you must make sure that your customer is comfortable with you. I say these are the 3 golden pillars of sales. Now let us understand the sales in different terms. There are 2 types of sales happens in our society today. The first one is business to business sales and the second one is business to consumer sales. Now business to consumer sales is what is on the lead now. Business to business sales happens only with certain products and they are majority industrial products. Now let us think about business to consumer product. Business to consumer product means you are delivering the product direct to the consumer, to the end user itself. What are things you must take care when you are doing business to consumer sales? Let us think about it now. As I've told you earlier, the key point or the point that you must tap in when you are, or the point you must remember when you are doing business to consumer sales is their weakness. You must tap into their weakness, then only you will be able to generate good sales. I will tell you a scenario. Imagine if you are working for a car sales and you met with a customer who is a doctor. And doctors are the people who consider safety as their topmost priority. So if you check doctors' vehicles, you can see that they don't prefer Maruti vehicles. Majority of them prefer Volkswagen. I am not going to point at any brand, but they prefer safety first. So as a car salesman, what you must emphasize is on the vehicle's safety. So this is the key point that you must always remember in your mind when you are meeting with such a customer. Let's talk about another customer who is a rich person. They value brand. So you must emphasize on the qualities of your brand, how good your brand is. And the present day, when you are meeting with a consumer, they are well knowledgeable. So let me tell you another important stuff. First one is you must address their weakness, and second one is you must know about your competitor. This is really important. I'll tell you a short example. I met with a customer and he wanted a specific product. And I went on lecturing him about our brand value. I have mentioned everything that I had been trained to say. So I was already scripted when I met with the customer. And honestly speaking, he asked a couple of features which my product didn't have, but my competitor had. Luckily, when I started this job, first thing I did was I tried to understand my competitors. I tried to understand their market shares. I tried to understand their strengths, and I tried to list out what they had and what we had. So I was aware about my competitor. And my customer went on lecturing me about the facilities that my competitor product was offering. I said, "Sir, hold on a second. I had the product with me. Jump into my car and let me show you around what I have and you decide." He was pretty much impressed with the way I demonstrated the product to him. I highlighted this was available. This is available in my car. This is available with this particular product. If you are having no knowledge about your competitor product and your prospect is asking about those functions or those facilities, then you are trapped. That is going to give you a bad image about you in front of your customer, and I'm sure that he will not finalize that deal. So it is also important that you must remember about your competitor product whenever you are seeing a consumer, whether it is business to business or business to consumer. The fourth thing is never depromote your competitor product. You must do fair sales. You must never say that my competitor product is bad. Even if it is bad, you must never say that. You must maintain a neutral position. Whether you agree or disagree, no, maintain a neutral position. This is going to give an image in front of the customer about you. I know in sales what happens is you will depromote your competitor product. You will say 100 facts, you will say 1000 fact to the customer that product is pretty much bad. I'm going to tell you, he will go for the competitor product. You cannot make him stop going for competitor product. Always highlight the strength of your product. Always highlight the advantage that the customer can get by owning this product. I always say to salesmen, if you are good, you can even sell poison to a person, telling him that this is a good product. That is the power of sales. So if you want to be a good salesman, you must always keep those above facts in your mind. And let us move on to second segment, business to business. I know many people do business to business sales. Business to business sales is one of the profitable sales that can happen in one salesman's life. I had been to business to consumer sales and business to business sales. I managed both these segments, so I clearly know what is happening. Now, let me tell you one thing. Let me give you a scenario. In business to business sales, you might be either meeting the CEO of the company. If you are lucky, you will meet that. If you are working for a big organization, definitely you will meet with the CEO or blah 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 of that company if you are lucky, if you are a senior most person, or you are going to meet a purchase manager or at least a purchase executive of that company. Now, when you are a business to business salesperson, your prospect in front of you knows about the entire market. Let me tell you about one thing. The first company I was working for was an aquatics company, and they had many aquatic products. And I was the business development officer for that particular company. Now, this was the starting point of my career. I had a customer who came into my office one day for the purchase of a product. Now the sales people, they said that okay, our officer, our business, you can meet with our business development officer, since it was a business to business consumer and it was my obligation to receive him and to address his query. He came into me and he wanted a pump, and he was specific about the pump. I offered him 3 options and I gave him our prices too. And to my surprise, he gave me a lot of details which I didn't know. He gave me 7 options which he found from the market, and my price was nowhere to beat my competitors' prices, and I lost the deal. This is something you must always remember in your mind, that your customer is shopping everywhere in the world. Now they can shop anywhere in the world thanks to the e-commerce. A person sitting in America can buy a product from India. So this is simple. And even the case of business to business, the same thing applies. Now I know, or I can tell you, business to business sales, since I also worked with purchase department. I was a purchaser too. So let us try to understand what all things a business to business consumer will look into. They will count on 4 things. 1, the clarity that you are providing to them about the product, That means your quotation must be accurate. Second one is the amount of trust that they can entrust on you. So which means you must be a trusted person in front of them. Whatever you say, you must always keep in your mind, and you must always have the same tone from the start till the beginning. Third one is the advantages they are going to have. I'm not talking about a monetary advantage, but how they can simplify their work. Fourth thing is what cost reduction they can do by buying this particular product. So kind of aggressive product pricing strategy. First two points are easy to digest. Let me elaborate you the third and fourth point. I will club it together and I will say. The first and foremost thing, that if you want to finalize a business to business deal, is you provide them with good pricing. If you are a starter with a company, imagine you got a new inquiry from a company and you are trying to address that inquiry. I would say you keep a thin margin for that particular sales deal. Later on you can negotiate and you can slightly increase the price here and there in different sort of variables. Keep a thin margin. Be prompt on your quotation. Be clear on your quotation. Be clear on whatever you say. Be clear on your communication. And finally, you must earn the trust of that company. Simple. When I say it is simple, but you need a lot of work that you need to do, a lot of groundwork that you must do before finalizing or before getting into a deal with a business to business consumer, that I will discuss in next video. So finally, let me tell you some common mistakes that salespeople normally do. One, they are not clear on their communication. They are not clear with their communication. You must always maintain a clear method of communication with your customer. And if you think that this customer is going to be a problem customer, make sure that you always save the communication between you and them. Either it can be in the sort of WhatsApp message, phone call. If it is a phone call, make a record of that phone call. If it is email, keep a backup of all the emails that you are doing with the customer. Keep it at least for 6 months. So whenever you are communicating with a customer, make sure that you are giving them a clear specification, dimension, price, the discount that is being applied, the delivery times, and the final delivery or expected time of arrival. So what you need to do is you need to include a clear specification. If it is a business to business customer, always make sure that you include dimensions of the product. And third one is the prices of the product. You must be clear on your prices, and you must always remember that keep the prices bit high at the first and keep a small room for discount when you are finalizing the deal. Of course, when you are finalizing the deal, they will come up and say, imagine this scenario, you wanted to sell a product for 10,000 and your cost price is, say for example, it is 8,500 and you are keeping a 1,500 as margin, and your competitor is offering the same product for 9,900. Your price is 10,000. The customer will come and ask, okay, I'm getting the same product for the same price. Can you reduce it to 9,500? No, I would say keep it 9,750. Try to push. He say, allow me some more room and I will finalize the deal. You say, okay, if you are going to place the order immediately, I will give you 100 discount, or say I will give you free delivery. So this is the way that you must play with the customer when you are doing sales. So you must always be clear in your communications. And I always say to people, every organization doesn't support their salesman or salesperson. Once you make an error, the entire organization will start blaming you. This is the reason why I am telling you that customers are the key pin in every sales, and organizations won't support their employees fully. They will stick with their customers because a wrong movement from the organization will result a lot of damages to their brand image, so they don't prefer to do that. So please make sure that you are keeping a good and clear communication with your customer. This is something important in sales. Keep a clear communication with your customer. I hope you have enjoyed the video, and please make sure that you subscribe to our channel for more videos and updates. Stay tuned to Let's Talk by George. Thank you.